Hi everyone, welcome to our customer spotlight series. And today we have Dayna from InteleTravel joining us. Dayna, welcome to Yellow.ai's customer spotlight. Would love to know a little bit about you. Would love to get an introduction from your side, Dayna.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me today. My name is Dayna Jordan. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of InteleTravel. And InteleTravel is, well, we were the very first home host agency for travel advisors around the world. So we kind of changed the game because, back in the day, travel advisors had to go to either brick or mortar type of establishments, or maybe they operated out of call centers. But InteleTravel created the ability for travel advisors to have the flexibility to work from home. And we launched about 33 years ago,
Wow.
and yep, and are very successful. I'd like to think we have about 140,000 travel advisors all throughout, mostly in the US and most of
Hmm.
the Caribbean, in the UK, and in Ireland.
Wow.
So at InteleTravel, what we do is we help the travel advisors because they're all independent contractors working from home, right? And they're all entrepreneurs building their book of business for their customers, booking all their travel needs. We act as the support center for all those travel advisors. So they would contact us. We're kind of like their customer support, if you will. They utilize our credentials to be able to earn commissions on their bookings. So if they're booking with Royal Caribbean or Disney or Norwegian or, with Sandals, um, they make their bookings for their clients and then they earn a commission based off of their transactions. So we act as a way to give them those credentials to be able to earn the commissions because, obtaining those credentials, excuse me, is pretty expensive. So that's
Yeah.
why many advisors opt to go with a host, so they don't have to take on those costs themselves. And then we also work as a back office, back end to assist them with all of their servicing needs with the whole full gamut of questions, anything from everything from, can you help me with my booking engine? Something seems to not be working correctly. Or can you tell me a little bit about, MSC Cruise Lines, and is this a good uh, choice for my client? So, very, very happy with our success. Last year, we did about 1.5 billion in sales. So we have been doing remarkably well with
Yeah.
this model over the years.
Yeah, I love the story, Diana. It's so great to hear. I think there are multiple facets which I love about it. I think first is being able to empower so many people to be able to pursue a career or a job, outside of what they do, and make some extra money and doing something fun, right? I think planning travels and making sure, yeah, people are getting the experience of their life. When they go with that, I think I love the story, love the impact. I think which what you're able to bring. I think 1.5 billion is massive, right, from a revenue perspective, from a sales perspective. So kudos to you and the team, Dana, for doing such an amazing job at InteleTravel.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Now, one of the things we wanted to sort of also understand is, what was the sort of challenge you're trying to solve when you thought about getting a solution like Yellow, and what made you realize that your existing setup wasn't scaling up? What are the big challenges which are coming in? Would love to understand a bit about it.
Absolutely, Rashid. So, of course, I mentioned we were the first host agency, but we're not the only host
Yeah.
agency. There is competition out there, and we realized that we wanted to increase the advisor satisfaction with just doing business with us. And a lot of that comes with making it easy for them. As you mentioned, many of our advisors are coming into this part time. They might
Hmm.
not even have in travel industry background. So
Yeah.
they're learning a whole new set of tools and information, education that they have to do to just get acclimated with all of the processes and procedures that are within this industry because it's quite vast. So, with that being said, we set our advisors up with everything that they need, but in this day and age, everyone's looking for the answer quickly. So
Yeah.
instead of them having to look through their manual or find the, we realize that AI is the wave of the future. Everyone is, that's the buzzword from 2025 into this year. It was AI, AI, AI. We've got to make it easy for these advisors to get the information they need so that they can, help their clients and get them to where they, because travel is sexy, right? Travel is fun. Everyone wants to go on trips. Their
Yeah.
clients are saving all year to take their honeymoon or their family trip or their reunions. We want to really have them be able to focus on that and not fumbling and looking around for what tools do I need. So we wanted to turn to AI for some you know help and assistance so that the ease of finding that ultimate trip for their customer or doing some back end housekeeping for their own business really
Mm.
becomes as easy as possible. So that was the challenge, and of course we wanted to pitch to different organizations, and Yellow just stood out the best, and we went with
Awesome.
you.
Awesome. Thanks,
Yeah.
Dana, for that. And I can imagine, I think decision like this, it touches different teams, and then you essentially are bringing out sort of a new process or a new way to do things. One of the things which we constantly hear about is building consensus within the organization to be able to take certain decisions. So, how was the process for you to make people comfortable that, hey, this is happening. We essentially are going to do this in a new way. We're going to bring some new systems in to make sure everyone's life becomes easier. So, what was the discussion like? Was it a big hill to climb? Was it an easy one? Uh,
Not a big hill to climb. It was one of those, hey, we got to do this or we're going to get left behind. We've got to bring AI into the fold, and of course, I brought it to the other executives, and we wrapped it into the budget, and it was pretty much across the board, thumbs up.
yeah,
Everybody said this is the way we've got to go. So no, it wasn't a big mountain to convince because we
awesome,
know this is the wave of the future. Yeah.
awesome, awesome. Yeah,
Well,
so that's
the present, not even the future. It's the right
not in the
now.
yeah, it's so much about the
Yeah.
present. Um, and as you sort of started, getting into the implementation, what surprised you, of what use case could be done with AI, or what surprised you most about the platform itself once you started using it?
The platform's great. Once we launched and went through the whole implementation, first I'll talk about that. The onboarding and implementation was very smooth. The team is excellent that we worked with through Yellow AI, so that was wonderful. And because when you're doing your onboarding, everybody has a plan, and oh, we're going to hit this calendar date and this and that, but things are contingent on other departments and I'm pulling from other resources because we have both phone and chat, and our team support ticketing system worked in with the AI. So it's multi levels and multi platforms that we had to create as part of the onboarding process. And that means many different, individuals were involved,
Hmm.
but the enthusiasm and the energy around this project from start to finish has been really solid. We were able to move forward with our calendar and really stick close to what we were looking for in terms of delivery and when that implementation would be complete. So that's the first thing. I was really surprised how we were able to keep to the schedule very well. The second thing, once we were implemented and launched, the platform is fabulous, very easy for someone that's not super, IT tech. I'm the operations person, so if anything I can drag or look or see, it helps me out the most. I'm looking at the platform right now, and it's really easy for me to be able to jump in and get the information and the metrics that I need to start showing ROI, because of
Yeah.
course everybody wants to see what that return on investment is. So I enjoy it very much.
Yeah, that's great to hear, and I think you also touched on a very key aspect is how do you sort of measure the success of what you're deploying. So let's say, since you're from an operations background, I think for you in your mind there's a lot of numbers which you need to sort of think about, and what are the KPIs to go behind. So especially when you're launching IntelliJ, what was sort of the KPIs in your mind? Where are we sort of headed into that direction? Just some glimpse on that would be amazing.
Yes. So, and you mentioned we named the bot IntelliJo.
Yeah.
So that's really cute because it's kind of a brand where when we go to our different events or we're going to some of our webinars or training sessions, we can refer to IntelliJo and all the advisors know who that is. We give them kind of a personality, which is
Yeah.
fun too, because like I said, I mean, travel is sexy and fun. So you don't, you want your assistant and your AI to be fun as well. So IntelliJo has a bit of personality, and that's great. But in terms of numbers and what we're seeing, oh, it's been fabulous. Since we've launched, I can really tell that the agents are engaged and the advisors really use IntelliJo to the tune of, and I don't want to get really specific with mine, but I will share. We have about a 92% resolution rate and a 75% containment rate. And with this new launch, keeping the agents with the AI and not like asking for a representative at a 75% rate, I hear that that's very, very high and excellent. Normally, you hear 30, 40% is kind of the norm. So the fact that IntelliJo is able to contain 75% of the inquiries and then help and resolve 92% of those, very, very good. Our sentiment score has been fabulous. Most of the scoring has been in the happy or the neutral range, which to me, neutral just means they didn't feel like filling out the survey. So we figured they only fill it out when they want to complain. And I've
Yeah.
only got a 0.62 unhappy. So that right there says a lot about the skills of IntelliJo and what we've worked into
Yeah.
him being able to do for the advisors, because the amount of conversations that come through, the amount that transfer to an actual advisor is all in IntelliJo's favor. I'm able to then take the sources and the actual staff that I had because IntelliJo's able to do a lot of the queries so that we can reaccommodate, reshuffle some of our staffing to help out in other areas of the business because we don't need the headcount necessarily on the customer service end that we had before. So I'm already seeing huge returns on investment, big satisfaction scores with IntelliJo. The advisors are happy. Rashid, we just came back from our annual convention.
Mm.
Our annual conference this year took place at the Hard Rock in Punta Cana, so it was really nice from March the 1st through the 5th. So when I say we just came back, I mean we really did. And the feedback about IntelliJo from all the advisors, they saw me, oh, they couldn't stop raving about it. So I can tell that they're utilizing it. So it's not just the numbers that I see, but their testimonies as well. The average agent stays with IntelliJo over 5 minutes. So that means they're asking them a lot of questions and they're
Yeah.
not saying, give me to a representative, give me to a representative. So you can definitely see it. It opened it up to a 24-hour utilage.
Mm.
So I don't need to expand the actual bodies as much, to have a 24/7 type of coverage. So all
Mm.
around, we're able to see big, big returns in this short amount of time that we've launched. It's really, really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Well, it's very, very good to get. And I think some of the numbers which you quoted, largely around containment as well as resolution, I think they're definitely on the top quartile, I would say.
Yeah.
And typically it takes companies like a few months to sort of get there. And I think the big reason why this has happened in your case is probably like, I think being very clear of what use case you'd want to automate. Because let's say if you're able to contain 75%, that means that out of all the queries which are coming in, you already have encoded or told AI about 75% of them. So AI can handle that well. And then over a period of time, as you see the learning happen, as you see the flywheel come in, and we start recommending you what more use cases can be done, I think you'll start pushing that 75 to 80, 85% very, very soon. But I think it's a great start because, as you said, most of our customers, they typically start around 30, 35%. And eventually get to that 80, 90% over a period of time. So I think it's a great case study for us to be able to understand, why does it happen. And
And with that, I would give praise and thanks to the onboarding and implementation team that I worked with. They were excellent of asking, and we looked at so much data. What are the scenarios? What are agents, advisors asking you? What's coming in? And we were creating all the scenarios, all the data around that. So, really did a fantastic job in preparation, to your point, so that we are able to have these high numbers on the once we've launched. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no, it's great. I think just being prepared and having the data, I think we've seen that over and over again. It helps quite a lot. Because I think the past or the historical data, I think in some ways is representative of what queries you might get in future. So it gives a certain level of preparedness once if you're able to handle that well. And yeah, and as you sort of think about the future or the roadmap for IntelliJo, what are the use cases which you're thinking? Is there something which is coming up more often? As you came from the convention, was there feedback around, hey, we need this as well, we need some more things come in? I think we'd love to hear from you and see if we can fast track that at our end.
Well, absolutely. Advisors, they've got some great ideas, and now they want IntelliJo to take it further. It would be, we have it set up where he's an excellent database. He will give you all the information you need. He will even go so far as to create a help desk ticket if he's not able to assist you, for somebody to pick up later, or to transfer you to a live person on our customer service team. But what they want is IntelliJo to be able to do it. That's the feedback I got at convention. They're like, well, it would be great if IntelliJo could look it up for me and I wouldn't have to transfer to a person, and just have the AI do it all. So that's probably going to be the phase 2 of how we can get IntelliJo to start doing more actionable items, to assist those advisors side by side so that they get, where they want to be in their business. That's probably going to be phase 2.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that'll be amazing to see. Once that comes in, where AI also is taking a lot of the actions which the humans are doing. So we essentially get to a much higher sort of containment with actions, right? So it also starts saving them more time. So they can get more creative in terms of figuring out more options and so on. So I think we'd love to get that started.
Right.
I think the next segment, Dayna, we do this is what we call as advice for other leaders. And till now, I think we've covered your story and the impact which you've been able to bring. I think, but largely, I think today a lot of companies are wanting to adopt AI. Everyone is sort of thinking about it, or in some shape and form have started to do so. And since you have adopted an AI platform, you have gone through the process of procuring it, thinking about it, and then obviously taking it into production. So what advice you have for folks in your role across US who are thinking about adopting AI as their bringing it into their organizations? What should they think about? What are the caveats? What are the pitfalls? How do they think about this decision? Hearing from you would be great for them.
Yes, when we, had the RFPs out and we were getting a lot of the pitches, one of the things that stood out about Yellow was the energy of the organization. We really kind of clicked at the beginning, where I'm not going to say that your competition was not eager for our business. I don't want to say it that way, but it's just the thinking, and we were collaborating and coming up with ideas. And with the Yellow team, it was just like boom, boom, boom. Oh, what about this? What about that? Oh yeah, we can do this and we can do. And we were already kind of in it. Where some of your competition was more in the gathering stage where it seemed like you, Yellow, did a little bit of homework and you came to the call. You already knew who we were, you already had an idea. So that really made a difference and we enjoyed that. I think the team, we out of the gate clicked. So I'd like to think that that helped a lot with during the onboarding and implementation. We were, oh, we got to change this. Oops, sorry, I got to pull all this out. We have to do it this way. And the team was very accommodating. So it's one of those with just having the right fit really makes a difference. AI, I don't think you can um, not make the jump to it. So anybody's thinking, oh, we can kind of keep the same plan that we have. We're going to sit on the AI. I would not suggest sitting on it because the way it's changed the game for us, where we are dealing with a lot of the platforms that we use internally are homegrown, that we've created our own, we're not using someone else's platform. So in our minds, you kind of have some homegrown thoughts, if you want to say it that way. Well, we've done it this way internally all the time. Let's keep doing it that way. And if you are a business worth sitting in the same thing, I will say once we've made the addition and add the AI on, it's really made such a tremendous lift for all of us. All of our metrics and production and KPIs that we're looking to measure have really catapulted since we've added AI to the platform. We're not usually looking at AI to necessarily replace humans. That's not what we want to do. It's an enhancement, and we're totally approaching it that way. I know some businesses might have the mindset of, oh, we want AI to replace, but in the travel industry, you can't really do that. There's so many different pieces that require human touch and human involvement. So we're more of an enhancement to the overall um, um, workflow, if you will. And it's worked nicely with that. So if anybody's thinking, oh, well, we don't want to do AI because we're afraid our employees are going to think we're replacing them and all that kind of thing, that's not what's happening with us in teletravel at all. We are able to kind of reallocate. I had some folks working overtime. I had some people over here, and we don't have to do that anymore. But we certainly are not looking to downsize and get rid of any of our employees. The AI is just helping so that we're not as bursting at the seams that we were before because of the growth and the continued year over year success that we have seen. So, if there are any organizations out there kind of sitting on the fence worried about that, I can say from us, we definitely are enjoying all the enhancements that the AI is bringing and don't feel like it's just a replacement for people. So those are probably the main things that were in the back of some of the executives and some of our employees' minds when we were starting to bring on this project, and we were able to set them at ease with the roadmap and the plan that we had for the AI and for themselves as well. So now everybody's happy. Everyone's coming to work like, yay! It's a lot less of the, like I said, some of the shuffling and the overtime that we had in place before because the AI is able to assist and make everybody's jobs easier.
Yeah. I completely agree with the points which you sort of mentioned. I think one of the things is today in most organizations, people are sort of stretched to be able to do the work, and I think AI is acting as that assistant or asset companion, which can ease a lot of that repetitive work, which is very boring, which takes a lot of time,
Yeah.
right? And I think in a lot of cases, I think for the next few years, I think we're still going to see the right sizing of work happen because of AI, because that essentially gives us all time back to be able to do things or do more things within our organizations. I don't think it's more about replacement of humans, but I think it's just like additive to what humans are doing. We do our jobs well, and obviously we take more. Right. So I think that's the thought process which we have at Yellow. I know shape and form we feel AI would replace humans
Right.
in a lot of industries. I think that's not going to happen. I think it's just going to amplify the kind of work each organization does will improve drastically with AI. I think it's happened for us as well. We've adopted AI across the stack from writing code in the marketing organization, the sales organization, when we do reach out, all of that. I think with the current team, we're able to do a lot more. The efficiency has just definitely improved, and it's also quite fun. I think doing these
Yeah,
things with AI. So we're loving this era of building and servicing customers in this era.
absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks a lot, Dana, for joining us in our customer spotlight and sharing all your wisdom of what you've gone through. From acquiring a platform and then taking it into production and getting the real feedback from users and incorporating that. So I think you've gone the whole cycle, as we
Mhm.
call it. So it's great to hear from you, and thanks for all the advice which you shared to the other leaders and other companies which are sort of on the fence to adopt AI and a roadmap of how to do that. So thanks for that, Anna.
Absolutely. I'm so happy to be with you today. Thanks for
Thank
the
you.
invite.